So, the Canadian Dental Care Plan, and I'm going to speak about um, what is the Canadian Dental Care Plan. Then uh, we're going to go through the steps to apply for the Canadian Dental Care Plan. So, first of all, what is the Canadian Dental Care Plan? The Canadian Dental Care Plan is a federal government program designed to make dental care more affordable. More affordable for eligible Canadians who do not have private dental insurance. It is managed by Health Canada. It is administered by a different company called Sun Life Financial. And the application process goes through Services Canada. Right now, applications are closed. However, in June 2nd of this year, they will resume the applications. So you can apply for the Canadian Dental Care Plan starting from June 2nd of this year. So who can apply? Everybody who is a Canadian resident. If you're living here in Canada, you are a Canadian resident, so you can apply. If you don't have any private dental insurance, you also qualify. If you have filed your taxes on the previous year, you also qualify. And finally, your adjusted family income, the total income for the household is less than $90,000 per year. So for for an income under $70,000, you will receive 100% coverage. If your income is between $70,000 and 89,999, you will have a copayment required, meaning that you pay a portion of the fee for the services and government pays the other portion. So again, there are 4 requirements in order to be eligible to apply to the Canadian Dental Care Plan. These 4 requirements are, first of all, you have to be a Canadian resident. Meaning that you are living here in Canada and you file your taxes. So citizenship is not required. Permanent residence and other eligible residents can qualify. So citizenship is not required. The second requirement is that you shouldn't or you must not have a private dental insurance, either through employer benefits, pension plans, nor a purchased group individual insurance, even if you don't use it. The third requirement is that you should file your tax return. You or your spouse, common law partner if applicable, must have filed your income tax return in Canada for the previous year and received a notice of assessment. Finally, the fourth requirement in order to be eligible is that your income has to be under $90,000 per year. So your adjusted family net income must be less than $90,000 per year. This is assessed using your most recent tax tax return. So if you're not sure about whether you have a dental insurance right now, or you're unsure about your income, you can check your T4 slip and look for box 015 on your T4A slip, and you will see that if it says code 1, it means that you don't have any dental insurance access through your pension. So no dental insurance access through your pension. And you can check your T4 code 85 in order to check if you have employer dental access. So now that you have checked your eligibility, this will be your second step, gathering your documents. So this is the list of documents that you would need in order before you start your application. First of all, your social insurance number. If you're applying for other family members, such as your spouse and your children, you would need their SIN number as well. Only if it is available for children. If your children don't have a SIN number, it's not required. Second, you need your home and mailing address, your current residential and mailing address. Additionally, you will have to provide any details of any other dental coverage you or your family members may have. You also need to provide your date of birth for each applicant in your household, your notice of assessment from your most recent filed tax return, and you also have to register in My Service Canada account or the online application. Please note that each person in your household must apply separately, and you have to have all documents ready before starting your application. Now, now that you have checked your eligibility, you have all your documents ready to start your application, you will have to, if you're applying online, you will have to create a My Service Canada account. So I'm gonna copy this link in the chat after I finish the presentation. But if you're a new user, you have to follow the following steps in order to register. So first of all, you have to go to this link to canada.ca, specifically the My Service account, and then click register to create your account. You then will have to verify your identity with your phone. Then it will request or it will ask you to enter your personal information, such as your SIN number, your date of birth, and your postal code. Finally, you will have to complete the identity verification steps. And in that way, you you will have your account with My Service Canada account in order to apply to your Canadian dental care plan. If you already have this account, you can simply go to the link, click sign in, and then select the Canadian dental care plan that will come up in your dashboard. and then you click in Apply for the Canadian Dental Care Plan. Now, this is the step-by-step guide to complete your online application. So first of all, as we mentioned in the previous slide, you will have to sign in to your My Service Canada account using your phone to enter the information that will request. Second, you will have to go to the Canadian Dental Care Plan section that will come up in your My Service Canada account dashboard. So once you sign in and you go to your My Service Canada account, you will see this title, the Canadian Dental Care Plan title or section, and then you click where it says Canadian Dental Care Plan. Third, you select Apply. So you click in Apply for the Canadian Dental Care Plan to start your application. Fourth step, you will need to enter your personal information. It will ask you to provide your social insurance number, your date of birth, your address, and information for all household members being added. Then you will have to attest your eligibility. That means that you will have to confirm that you do not have access to private dental insurance. So this is a legal attestation. So false information can result in removal. Finally, you will submit and save your code. So you will submit your application and save your application code or client number for tracking your application status. So we will see a video showing you how to apply for the Canadian Dental Care Plan and how to check your status, the status of your application. We will remove the sound, so I will be explaining. So first of all, as we saw previously, we will have to go to the Government of Canada page. Once you're there, you will see that you will find in the principal page, you will see that you will find the title that says Canadian Dental Care Plan. You need to select and click on this title, and all the information related to the application and how to apply will display in your screen. So if you would like to check your eligibility, you can click on do you qualify? And then you will find a list of requirements where you can check whether you have access to dental insurance or not, if you have filed your taxes, if your adjusted family net income is less than $90,000, and that you are a Canadian resident for tax purposes, meaning that you live in Canada, you have a permanent address, and you have filed your taxes for the previous year. Now, once you're sure that you meet the criteria and you meet all four of the eligibility requirements, now you can move on to apply online. So, what do you need to apply? You need your social insurance number, your SIN number, your date of birth, your full name, home and mailing address, the list of dental coverage through government social programs, if applicable. So if you have a dental insurance or you're receiving any government social programs, this is where you will need this information in order to apply. And finally, you and your spouse or common law partner, if applicable, must have filed your tax return in Canada for the previous year and have received your notice of assessment. Once you're ready and you know you have all the documents that you need for your application, you click on apply. Once you click on apply, you will see all the terms and conditions. And you can click once you have read the terms and conditions and the privacy notice statement. Just check those boxes indicating that you have read all the information and that you consent to share your data. Then you click on continue and you will find a question asking you whether you have filed your taxes for the previous year and if you have received your notice of assessment. So once you confirm that you have filed your taxes, you check that box and you click on continue. Then it will ask you for which members of your family, whether it's only for you or for other members of your family, are you applying for. If you're only applying for yourself, you select I am applying for myself and you continue. Otherwise, you can select applying for other family members and choose the family members for whom you are applying for. Third, it will ask you to provide your information such as your first and last name, your date of birth, and your social insurance number. For instance, the person who's applying for this benefit is putting his name on it, his date of birth, and his social insurance number. So once that is ready, you can click and continue, and then it will take you to this question, which is asking you about your current marital status. So you click on whatever option applies to you, whether you're single, you're married, common law, separated, divorced, or widowed. If you click on married, you will see that some information will display asking you about your spouse or common law partner information. So it is important that you provide that information. Once you're ready on that question, you hit continue and it will take you to this section, which is asking you about your mailing address, which should contain or should include your apartment number, if applicable, your street number, the street name. It will ask you about your city or town, your postal code, the province where you live. In this case, for us, would be New Brunswick, and the country, Canada. So once you have completed that information, you hit continue. Then it will ask you about your phone number. Adding your phone number or any other number, it is optional. Now that you have completed that information, it will take you to the communication portion of the application, asking you about your preferred official language of communication. In Canada, we have two languages, two official languages, English or French. So you can choose whichever you feel comfortable with, either English or French. Then it will ask you about whether you would like Sun Life to communicate with you. Sun Life is the company responsible for handling all the dental service claims and administering this benefit. So if you would like Sun Life or the company administering this benefit to get in contact with you, you should choose whether you would like them to get in contact to communicate with you either by email or by mail. Then it will ask you about how you would like to receive your letters or notifications from the government of Canada about your eligibility for the Canadian Dental Care Plan. So there are two options. There's the digital option through your account, the online account, or by mail. So you can choose whatever you feel more comfortable with. However, the digital version will be faster in terms of receiving updates or any type of communications. So once you have completed that, you click on continue, and then you will find this field asking you about your email address. So you would need to provide your email address that the government of Canada and or Sun Life can use to contact you about your Canadian Dental Care Plan coverage. Then you keep continue, and you will receive an email automatically containing a verification code. You will have to copy the verification code and paste it in this field. Once you have completed the verification of your email, indicating that that is the email that you would like to use for communications and that the email exists, then the application will take you to this portion where it says access to private dental insurance, where it's asking you whether you have access to private dental insurance or coverage or not. So here's where you have to indicate whether you have a private dental insurance or not. Remember, you are eligible to receive the Canadian Dental care plan if you do not have a private dental insurance. Now, the application will take us to access to other government dental benefits, where it will ask you about whether you're receiving other dental benefits through a federal, provincial, or territorial social program other than the Canadian Dental Care Plan. So here you will indicate if you are receiving a federal, provincial, or territorial social program, you will have to select yes. Otherwise, you select no, indicating that you do not have a federal, provincial, or territorial dental benefits. Finally, in the last step of your application, you have the chance to review your information that you have provided. Please take the time to go through to review your application and go through all the information that you provided to ensure everything is correct. And that will take you to the end of your application. So you will see at the bottom of the page this button indicating that you will submit your application and that you agree to attest truthfully to the information provided, meaning that you have provided the right information and that it is true. Now that you saw how the process works, what's going to happen? You probably wonder what's going to happen after you apply. What happens next? So, first of all, you will receive or you will get a letter by mail or email, depending on the type of communications that you indicated, the preference that you indicated in your application. And you will get this mail or email confirming your enrollment and providing your member ID and your benefit start date. So you will receive the confirmation which has your member ID and the start date for your benefit. Then Sun Life, the company that administers this benefit, will send you a welcome package within approximately 3 months, including your Canadian Dental Care Plan membership, your membership card, and all the coverage details. So within approximately 3 months, you will receive a welcome package including your Canadian Dental Care Plan membership card and all the coverage details. So check your start date. Please do not book a dental appointment before your coverage start date. Please only book your dental appointments once you receive or once you know your coverage start date. Do not book any dental appointments before that. And finally, book with your Canadian dental care plan. Book an appointment with a dentist here at AMCAF. The health and wellness team, myself, and my colleague Maha can help you navigating or finding a dentist in order for you to book an appointment. We have one provider which we know that accept the Canadian Dental Care Plan patients. So if you have any questions related to any service providers or how to find a dentist who uses or who utilizes the Canadian Dental Care Plan, you can come to me, David, or my colleague Maha, and we can help you navigating and connecting you to a service provider. Um, we mentioned this information at the beginning of the presentation, but this is how the coverage and co-payments work. For families, which the adjusted family net income, the total income for the family is under $70,000, the government will pay 100% for the services. For those who are between $70,000 and $79,999, the government will pay 60% of the total amount, and you will have to pay 40% of this amount. For those who are between $80,000 and $89,999, the government will pay 40% of the total amount, and you will have to pay 60%. And those who have a family net income of $90,000 and over, you are not eligible for this benefit. So, what services are covered by the Canadian Dental Care Plan? First of all is the preventive care, cleanings, x-rays, for instance. Second, any diagnostic exam, any exam needed in order to determine any condition or needed in order to provide any specific service. Fillings and restorations are also covered. Root canals, extractions, dentures, whether they are full or partial, they are also covered. Finally, crowns, scaling and gum treatment is also covered under this benefit, the Canadian Dental Care Plan. What is not covered is the cosmetic procedures, or the cosmetic procedures such as teeth whitening or veneers for cosmetic purposes. Now, we talked about applying online and how to apply online. However, there are other ways to apply. You can apply by phone by calling Service Canada at this number indicated here from Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. local time. So, a family member or a trusted contact can help you apply by phone with your clear consent. Now, be now you have to be it's important that you're aware of scams. So first of all, the Canadian Dental Care Plan will never ask you to pay to apply. Ignore any texts or emails asking for your banking information. Watch for any fake websites which do not end with gc.ca. If you receive any suspicious Canadian Dental Care Plan communication, you should or you must report it. Remember, only use official Government of Canada sites. You can also call to check your status, the status of your application, or use the application code that will be provided after you apply. Finally, you need to renew the Canadian Dental Care Plan annually. The renewal period starts from April 15 and ends on June 1st of each year. So if you already have your Canadian Dental Care Plan and you would like to renew it, you will need to do it on June 1st, 2026. This is just a summary of what we already discussed. However, I would like to hear if there's any questions related to this. I would like to remind you that myself, David, and my colleague Maha were part of the, the medical team, the health and wellness team. We can help you guiding through this whole service, and we can help you connect to different service providers. If you have any questions, you can put them on the chat. Otherwise, you can come and see me in person or Maha, uh, and we can chat. So it says, what if your spouse is not living in Canada? Well, in that case, you wouldn't in the application you would not select uh, the options that says married, and you cannot apply for your spouse. The, the other question says, if you are already within NB Social Insurance, can I apply for this plan? Unfortunately, if you're receiving any the New Brunswick social insurance uh, benefit, you most likely won't be able to receive the Canadian Dental Care Plan benefit. However, you can indicate that in your application. You can select yes in order to indicate that you are receiving this insurance. And once you finish the application, you will find out whether you're eligible or not. Is there any other question? Otherwise, as I mentioned, you can come see me or my colleague Mahan, and we can help you guiding through the application and connect you to different service providers.